So is it still an AEG or is it an AES now? And what's up with the 3 individual hop-ups? Hello and welcome to Tokyo Marui AA-12 Sledgehammer Review. This is USAirsoft and I'm Scott Slade Holmbeck, and today we'll be taking a look at the highly anticipated and highly sought after Tokyo Marui AA-12. Thanks to an awesome viewer who is lending me this piece after receiving it straight from redwolfairsoft.com, which is where you can get this TM for $413. That is, if you can even find it in stock, as these are flying off the shelves pretty quickly. Also, I'll be leaving links to Red Wolf Tim's overview and concepts video of this piece if you wish to get more information on it. But with all that said, let's get into the beginning of this video with the unboxing. Placing the large box on the table, we can begin by addressing that it advertises many different things, including Tokyo Marui's Player's Choice Award, its 3 hop-up systems, a brief summarization of its internal build, and of course a large picture of the AA-12 itself. I'd have to say this is a pretty nice looking box, and I don't expect anything less of Tokyo Marui. But taking off the lid, you may find foam inserts that protect the piece from shipping damage. And after you remove the lid, you'll already see the AA-12, which is strapped down by 2 black Velcro straps, which hold the shotgun in place very well. Now, I've never unboxed a Tokyo Marui before, but if they're all like this, then they really get a big thumbs up for me. I mean, this presentation is pretty good looking. But let's continue into the box. We'll continue by grabbing this small box out of the big box, which itself is branded with the AA-12. Inside this tiny box, however, a sight tool, a red barrel plug, and a small bag of BBs can be found. Now, I have no idea how Tokyo Marui BBs are like, so I'll leave it up to you if you're willing to use these. Next, let's take out the magazine, which we have 2 of today for the shooting portion of this video later on. But when it comes to the in-box magazine, we have a nice lightweight polymer magazine coming in at about 1 pound each. This magazine may seem large, and that would be because it is. It's nearly twice as thick as a normal M4 magazine, and it's also about 40% longer as well. On the right side of the mag, you'll clearly see the word Sledgehammer carved into the diamond texturing. This texturing is very well done and can be found on both sides of the magazine, which will aid to fast reloads. Another great feature of this mag would be the plunger that will make every BB feed from the magazine. You will need this when firing this beast, as the magazines only hold about 90 rounds, and paired with the 3 rounds fired out at 30 rounds per second, you'll find yourself reloading quite a bit if you really like the full auto switch. But if everything goes to plan, then Tokyo Marui will be releasing a multi-thousand round drum, which will suit the AA-12 quite well. But if you are looking for an alternative, then you do have another choice out there. Now, like I said, we have 2 magazines for this AA-12 for the shooting portion of this video, so here's how it looks when it's still in the package. But with the magazines done, we can continue our path of unboxing by removing the AA-12 from the box, which is surprisingly heavy. But we're still not done with the box yet. Next, let's take a look at the manual and the paperwork. But first, we'll have to remove the paperwork from this thin plastic bag, which I'll do so carefully as nothing in this box belongs to me. First thing I've already noticed is the lack of a single word of English on this sheet. I mean, not even the registration card has any English on it. Well, correction, it does say Airsoft gun on it. But to be fair, most people don't even read these. And the diagrams basically go over what you should already know already. At best, these sheets are don't be dumb papers. And hey, they include some small paper targets inside, so it's not all that bad. But when it came to the actual manual, I was really thrown off, because if you're having any trouble with this gun, you probably won't find much information that you can decipher from it. But like all the other pieces of paper, this manual includes many different diagrams to help you understand what is written. Now, I'm just going to assume that this is a great manual, as it's much thicker than what other companies dish out with their releases. But then again, I don't know Japanese, so it could say anything. Next, let's take a peek under the cardboard insert, which will uncover some more pieces to your purchase. Bundled by a black rubber band would be a common unjamming and cleaning rod for your 3 inner barrels, and the pieces for an old-styled push rod speed loader. This will work well with the AA-12's magazines and can be used for other magazines, but you can use any other speed loader if you don't like this tube and rod style loader. Then after I set these pieces to the side, we can finally push the box away and set the AA-12 on the tabletop. At first, I honestly thought this would be a creaky, lightweight mess of plastic, but as soon as I pulled it out of the box for the first time, I changed my thoughts immediately. Coming in at about 8.5 pounds, this AA-12 replica is comprised of a polymer body with metal parts here and there. Starting with the outer barrel, we get a metal outer encompassing your 3 inner barrels, capped with an orange tip that feels like a cork. The sight just behind the tip of the outer barrel is also made of metal, while the sling point attached to the sight is made from a thick plastic, with a metal pin holding it to the sight's base. But I would really recommend that you do something to this sling point to quiet its consistent noise making when the shotgun is shaken. This also goes for the rear attachment point, as it does the same banging against the polymer body of the gun. When it comes to forearm placement, you'll have a diamond pattern carved into the body on both sides in front of the ejection port that any hands can stick to. Just like the carvings on the magazine, this texturization is very well done and gets another thumbs up from me. Now, for a fun part for me, we have the charging handle, which itself is made from some dinky plastic. I would assume that this would break if dropped on, so be very careful with this piece. And if you have to pull it back, be a little gentle with it. Behind this FOMOS-like charging handle, we have a thin metal dust cover which will read AA-12 Sledgehammer, which is a bit of an add-on by Tokyo Marui, but I kinda like it, but I wouldn't mind if it wasn't there at all either. By pulling the charging handle back about 3 inches, you'll reveal the flagship of this AES, which would be the 3 individual hop-ups, which hide behind this thin plastic hop-up cover. Each dial controls the nub for each barrel, with the left barrel being able to tune further to the left or towards the right, the top barrel being able to tune up or down, and the right barrel hop-up mirroring the left barrel. This will give a user a great field of customization to his spread for whatever the objective or circumstance calls for. Moving further back, I'll show you the large tower sight that combines 2 small peepholes and a large ghost ring sight that can be adjusted for elevation by pushing this button in and sliding the sight up or down. I found the ghost ring to be much more useful, but then again it's a trishot shotgun that's also electric and full auto, so sights almost don't even matter here. Moving to the trigger and controls, we have an all metal trigger guard area and that same texturing again on the pistol grip. On the trigger guard itself, you'll also have the magazine release lever that will need to be depressed to release tension on the magazine, causing it to drop freely. And if you flip the AA-12 over to its left side, you'll see the M4 style selector switch, with safe to the left, semi in the middle, and full auto to the right. Now I did forget to do 2 things whenever I had this AA-12 for a day. The first of which was to film myself putting the battery in the stock, which can be done by pushing these gray tabs on each side of the butt pad upward and pulling the pad off. After that, your small type connections will be exposed and you can add your battery. And the second thing I forgot to do was chrono this piece. However, I will add links to Concept and Red Wolf's videos so you can compare their chrono readings and decide if they're consistent amongst themselves. But here's one thing I didn't forget to do, and that would be to shoot this piece. I'd have to say I really enjoyed the one day I had with this piece, and I can see it showing up in a lot of places while I travel from field to field to film games. I especially see a lot of people using this in CQB, which may spark up a few new rules at some arenas. But what do you guys think about the Tokyo Marui AA-12? Is it really what you were wishing for, or could it do with a few changes? Be sure to let your word be heard in the comments section down below, or shed your knowledge about this piece for others to read up on. But in the end, the real question is it really worth $413 to $475? This has been Scott Slade Hollenbeck, and I'll be sure to see you all next time.